Don't feel, then act. Act, then feel. I feel like many of us, we just, we have an issue with doing things that we don't feel like doing. Oftentimes, if we don't feel like doing something, we just simply won't do it. And so it doesn't get done. And acting based off of how you feel, what you're feeling on the inside, that's just not the right thing to do. Your emotions, the way you feel in a moment, it always varies. You can't establish any consistency if you're going off of your emotions, off of how you feel in any given situation. What we need to understand is that in order to just excel and accomplish things in life, we have to be able to do the things that we simply do not feel like doing. And I got that quote, don't feel then act, act then feel, from a book called Every Man's Battle. It's a book on sexual temptation, lust. It's a really good read. I'd recommend that all men read that book, because had I read it like 4 or 5 years ago, would have saved me a lot. Just would have showed me a lot, had a lot of wisdom in it that would have prevented me from doing certain things. So, and it's a great book when it comes to showing a man how to, you know, look at his wife and how he should treat his wife. And when it says, don't feel then act, act then feel, it's talking about how the church is the bride of Christ, and how Christ loves the church, and how a man is to love his wife in the same way Christ loved the church. You're supposed to cherish your wife as a man. And the thing is, a lot of men, they don't cherish their wife all the time. They may have like a conditional relationship where they'll only cherish her under when she's meeting certain criteria, when it's really supposed to be unconditional. You're not always going to feel like telling your wife you love her. You're not always going to feel like loving and caring for her. But when you make that commitment in marriage to be with her, feelings are supposed to be off the table. It doesn't matter whether you feel like it or not. You show her love. You cherish your wife. Thing is, when you start to cherish her, even when you don't feel like it, eventually you're going to feel like cherishing her. You're going to feel those emotions that you didn't feel before. When you do the thing that you don't feel like doing, it may not feel good in the moment, but after you do it, you're going to feel better for it. And that's how any type of consistency is built. Anybody that achieves anything worth achieving in life only gets there through consistency. They only get there through going again and again and again. And I guarantee you, everybody who gets to a great place in life and they do great things, there are days where they just didn't feel like it, where they just did not feel like putting in the work they needed to put in. They knew they needed to put it in though. And then guess what they did? They did it. They put in the work. It is so windy out here. But yeah, it's really important for all of us to be willing and ready to put in the work, even when we don't feel like doing it, especially when we don't feel like doing it, because that's where real growth happens. When you do the thing you're supposed to do on the day that you don't feel like doing it. And it is so true when it comes to a man and his relationship with his wife. As the husband, you are to be her protector, her provider, and care and love her. And what men just don't seem to realize is that they have to do it whether they feel like it or not. They have to cherish their wife whether they feel like it or not. If she's not cooking for you, okay, you married her, you cherish her anyway, you love her anyway. If she doesn't feel like doing this certain thing that you want her to do, that doesn't matter. You love her anyway. You cherish her anyway. So yeah, it's so very important that us men just mature and realize that, for one, We just can't achieve anything worth achieving if we don't put in the work. And that means doing it when we don't feel like it. That's where the growth happens. And the more you do the thing you don't feel like doing when you don't want to do it, the easier it'll be to do that thing. That's how discipline is built. That's how consistency is built. So yeah, don't feel then act. Act then feel. Have a great day.